before I had my ATV, where the Patch Mountain Road ends, there's a little red house, and past the red house is a parking area. That's where I would park. And I dragged the sled with equipment, the 3.3 miles.
Ow.
Uphill in winter. Sometimes when the snow was deep, it was on snowshoes. And the worst time, I remember one time it took me 3.5 hours to make it up. Well, I had an hour and a half left because I needed the time to get back. I wanted to get back before it got dark for safety reasons. So it was very meager timing up here. I did find some stuff. The problem was I found so much that the sled had 220 pounds of material. So now I had my harness, I always switched my harness around when I went downhill.
Okay.
And I let the sled go first. The problem is the sled says, hey man, there's a shortcut. And it wants to cut across this bit. So it says, no, we are not going this way. So I had two ropes on each side of the sled. I could steer it somewhat. And the same when behind me had these 2 ropes. And of course, sometimes on some spot where it goes down, the sled catches up and nips me in my heels. So I put some plastic conduits on them, so that kept them at a distance. So the other thing what I had done with 220 pounds, I had on my harness a big round button. And if I would trip, and even I had ski poles, just in case if I would trip and get dragged by the sled, I'd push this button, disengage the sled.
Yes.
So yes, I would have been a pain to find everything in the woods again, but at least I wouldn't have been running down like one of those pinball games, you know. But that would have been it. So.
Yeah.
But it never happened. So.
Well, that's a crazy story. So tell me, what was the 220 pounds comprised of?
It was lithium species, in particular lithiophyllite, a lithium manganese phosphate, and the alteration products, secondary phosphates and rhodochrosite, which is commonly associated with it.
Why did you need to take that large amount of weight
Anything that, this is a rare thing. And that's one thing where we do research on. So you need the whole thing because these secondary minerals may form on the top, the bottom, the sides and stuff like that. And indeed, that's exactly what happened. There was, now here's the big mass of lithiophyllite. And on the side, we have a big mass of pollucite, a season species. And right next to it is a corroded morganite, a pink beryl. And only at this area, where the 3 met, we found the mineral pisotite, a red cesium beryllium species.